IF24, told my boyfriend, 27, in April that he needs to stop talking completely to his ex, as it's a deal breaker for me. It's either me or her. He said he will stop. Now recently, I was on my BF's iPad drawing and wanted to send the art to myself. Click to share, and his ex-GF popped up. I asked him if they have been talking. He said no. Then I asked several more times, and he said no. He then showed me their chat to prove which had no messages. I could tell that he was lying, so I asked him again, and then he eventually admitted that he only talked to her once, that it was innocent, and he deleted it because he didn't want me to overthink it. Then I had a crazy fit and told him to prove it to me. He basically ended up asking his ex for the screenshots. Yeah, nothing bad, but apparently he's been texting replying to her messages since when I asked him to stop. I think this is very embarrassing. On top of the fact that he also accidentally bumped into her once IRL and told her that they need to stop talking frequently because I don't want them to. I don't know if I can trust this person anymore, or how can I? TLDR/BF said he would stop talking to his ex, but he keeps talking to her and deleting their messages. He's not gonna stop talking to her, and he's showing you that. Deleting S*** is not okay. Actions speak louder than words. Yes, and things don't get deleted to protect the so. They get deleted because things are being hidden for a reason. So is it a deal breaker or not? Because if it's a deal breaker, you wouldn't be posting here. You would have dumped him already. I'm just really sad and venting, to be honest. I really loved him and would do anything for him. And he can't even stop talking to someone who he has no common friends with. You said it's a deal breaker for you. He's still doing it, so follow through and break up with him. He's not trustworthy. This was settled in April. The boundary was laid to not communicate with this person, and the outcome if violated was that you would leave. He has chosen to violate that boundary. Now it's on you to carry out the outcome. If you stay with him after an ultimatum like that, he will never forget that your boundaries are optional. He's made his choice. It's time to go. I've been in your shoes. The exact same scenario. Old relationship, but he ended up cheating, trying to lie about it, and we broke up. It's very simple. He isn't over her, and he needs to take time to get over her alone, or you're just going to end up heartbroken. Eventually, he'll realize 1. He showed broken contact with the ex and made things work with you, or 2. He wants to get back with the ex and make it work. Either way, he shouldn't be trying to have a relationship with someone else when he's still in love with the ex. Can I ask how long was he broken up with her before he started with you? Well, he dated her in 2019 to 2020 on and off. He dated someone else during that time too, but for a month. Then in 2021 he dated another girl for some time. We started dating 6 weeks after he broke up with his last ex-girlfriend. He broke up with her because sex was bad, lol, as he said. You said it's a deal breaker, however he has overstepped the boundary and you are still with him. No consequences. He will do it again. Also a boundary is for you to enforce. Never say it's a deal breaker if it's not, as it is clearly not. You're sad, you're mad, but you're not dumping him. So what to stop him from doing his thing? As for texting an ex, if it's just because they had a good relationship and there's no feelings, I don't see the big deal. But everyone is different, and you're saying it is a boundary for you, and I don't know the details. Just make sure you're not saying boundary, because it's a great word to use and no one can argue against it, but also it's just a word to you, because it's not being enforced. If he can't be honest, then he belongs to the streets, opus. How do you know she didn't delete those shady messages before she screenshot and sent them? Actually on that, she screenshotted them, and he sent them to me only 15 minutes after he got them. I could tell from the time. So he might as well photoshopped stuff out, yes, lol. Your BF has shown you where his priorities are. You shouldn't need to ask more than once, if you should need to ask at all. You even gave him an ultimatum, and he still disrespected you. And I seriously doubt them bumping into each other was an accident. Him not talking to her isn't a punishment, and doesn't make you the bad guy. It sounds like, when he told her, it was more like Because my GF says, not because he really wanted to stop. No, you cannot trust him. He'll just learn to hide it better now. Back quote, not because he really wanted to stop. Back quote. That is so true. Thank you. He's your boyfriend, but you're not his girlfriend. That's a good one. My ex did this. He doesn't respect you. Time to go. Did you break up with your past significant other because of this? If you don't mind me asking. If the trust is gone, it's hard to get it back. I'd leave and try, do better for myself, but it understand you're a different person with different emotions than me. There's no real good excuse to stay in touch with an ex, and I wouldn't accept it regardless of how innocent it seems. I hope you do what's best for you, and you're the happier for whatever the outcome is. He's not going to stop. You made it very clear that it was important to you that he stopped, and he very clearly decided that your feelings don't matter to him. I get you are grieving. It's hard to believe that a person you are so deeply invested in, who you've given your all to, just doesn't have the same level of investment as you do. But nothing you can do will make him love you the way you love him. All you can do is emotionally let go of him. Thank you for your wise words. I will try my best to. I suggest leaving. He doesn't respect your boundaries at all. I'm the same way personally. They're your ex for a reason. There's no need to have anything to do with them after you'll break up, unless you have kids together. It's weird as fuck. IF24 told my boyfriend, 27, in April that he needs to stop talking completely to his ex, as it's a deal breaker for me. It's either me or her. He said he will stop. So now it's time to be a woman of your word, or he will keep doing this, and potentially other things, because you're showing him that you make idle threats. You also don't respect your own boundaries enough to enforce them. Sorry that your BF doesn't respect you enough to stop talking to her. I do want to point out one thing though, the fact that when he bumped into her he really told her that you didn't want them talking. Why say that like you're a controlling mom? WTF. Right thing to say, would have been high and by, and if she asked him to chit chat he could literally just say he couldn't stick around and avoid her. I'm sure she'd get the message that he doesn't want to stick around instead of my big bad GF won't let me talk to you. It's not that I don't want to, dude should kick rocks FR. If he's risking your relationship to just chat with this girl, he doesn't care enough and is not the one for you. I know, right? Thank you. You're the first one to point that out. It's so embarrassing as well, honestly. IF24 told my boyfriend, 27, in April that he needs to stop talking completely to his ex, as it's a deal breaker for me. Then the next step is clear. And this is only the beginning of a relationship. Lots of fish out there. Time to move on if you're already building on a sketchy foundation. Honestly, I had a similar situation with an ex. She cheated on me and kept talking to the guy. She even hid his account in Snapchat and talked to him for like 6+ months behind my back and hung out with him in person. I think she lied a lot and couldn't tell the truth. I hope this isn't what your boyfriend is doing, but if he keeps lying, be wary of that and trust your gut. I'm sorry that it happened to you. I hope things are better for you now. My EXH was like this. Some men are completely selfish and do whatever to get what they want. That's not a man you want to build a life with, trust me. IF24 told my boyfriend, 27, in April that he needs to stop talking completely to his ex, as it's a deal breaker for me. It's either me or her. He said he will stop. Is this really a deal breaker? I mean, you caught him lying to you, and he still talks to his ex. I don't know if I can trust this person anymore, or how can I? The answer is no. No, you can't. Also, he likely didn't bump into his ex. They just met up and hang out. It sounds to me they're friendly, possibly still hung up on each other. It's really up to you what you want to do next. But it's for sure, he's been talking to his ex. He will not stop talking to his ex, and he'll just lie and hide it. He probably likes the whole sneaking around on you. It sounds that, IDK if it's true, he's painting you as this controlling, jealous, unreasonable GF to his ex. And his ex is likely to be sympathizing with him, and they have this bond where he can just bash you to her and complain about you. I've been here. All I want to say is you should never have to work hard to make love happen. As I have seen in the comments, I believe either way you are going to get hurt. It sounds to me like you value the relationship more than he does. I would say you could have a conversation with him, as couples should be able to do, and let him know how this is making you feel. Honesty feel, and if he cares as much as he should, he would make at most the minimal effort of respecting you. However, if you allow yourself to be treated this way now, he will never learn that what he's doing isn't okay. More than willing to talk if you need it, you/heidifire. Thank you, I appreciate it. 3. As someone who is pretty much in your shoes right now, I know it's very difficult to leave, and I sympathize with you. You should absolutely dump him before this inevitably spirals out of control in a few weeks or months. Situations like these never end well in your favor, and you're going to be so much more hurt if you prolong this. I know it's scary, but you don't deserve someone who talks to their ex. You won't ever be able to fully trust him. Again, do you really want that kind of relationship? Yes, it feels really difficult, but I know from experience it will only get more difficult with time, as you said. I will try. Thank you. Run. He will not stop. You're your most important person right now. Leave him. He is not worth your time or energy. The lying and somewhat form of gaslighting is not okay, and you have every right to have a crazy fit. He's being an A***, and he knows he messed up, but he won't stop. Put yourself first. You know he's doing it, so why are you still with him? If it's a deal breaker, then you need to break the deal, so to speak. Actions are always more revealing than words. Trust that his actions are showing you his true colors. If he wanted to, he would, is a true statement. I've been in this situation before, and I learned that, even though it fucking sucks to leave someone you love in the short term, it benefits you significantly in the long term. You deserve someone who treats you like their priority, and this guy ain't it. Is it actually a deal breaker, or were you just saying it? Because if it was actually a deal breaker, the deal is off, right? You do know that you can't trust him anymore. Stop lying to yourself, you'll only get hurt worse. Come on, now. As someone who is the ex-GF in this scenario, he's not going to stop. My ex from a long time ago keeps messaging me. I don't answer. I'm not a side piece Mayo, and I don't even know him anymore. But once he heard I was single again, he's been messaging me. The only time I answered was to say, "Don't you have a GF?" to which he replied yes, but they literally live together. Even if the ex-GF stops, do you want him to stop solely because she won't respond? Do you want to have to force him to stop? IDK, I have a hard time trusting people. You didn't have a crazy fit, you were anxious and upset, and rightfully so. Please tell his current partner he is still trying to hit you up. Why do you not want him texting his ex? Out of interest? Is he still into her? If he is, that's understandable. If not, why even have it as a standard for the relationship? He agreed to do it and lied, of course, so that is a major problem. You said it is a deal breaker, so realistically you should end it. Dump his A***, you deserve better.